You know, in France, we have a saying that dogs that bark don't bite. So we'll see who bites the most.
At the moment, he seems untouchable, but you're not.
He's unbeatable at the minute, isn't he? He's hard to beat, and you know that he's such a strong swimmer, so he's always going to be there. He's super strong on the bike, and then the run, if he's there, he just pulls away. When he goes on the sprint, no one can stay with that, so it's hard to beat him. I wouldn't want to be the guys right now, because they've got to try and figure out how they're going to beat him.
It certainly is a golden age for France in terms of triathlon as we head towards Tokyo 2020, of course.
I think he definitely could win an Olympic Games. Like, he's got that character in him. You can kind of see that will to work hard, and he's been quite patient when it's come to the Olympic Games as well. So he's definitely hungry for it. He's got kind of all of the components to go and win that race. So I would quite like to see him win.
Vincent Luis continue on his winning ways here in Malta.
Yeah, I love his attitude. I love the way he's going about his business to try to become, well, he is the best in the world, 2 years running. You know, didn't he race 4 times in 2020 and he won every single one? That's class, you know. Is he an Olympic favourite? Absolutely. Is he ready for being a favourite? Absolutely. I've got a lot of time for him, I really do.
As a triathlete, one of the best swimmers, super strong on the bike, super strong on the run, and has a sprint finish that is just, you know, at the moment, we haven't seen it beaten yet.
He's been the most dominant athlete in the entire league.
But he has everything going for him. If he's got any problem in the sport, it's because there are such good competition. The likes of the Norwegians, Gustav Id and Christian Blumenfeld, there's 2 guys there, just picking two names from one country who have absolutely no fear of anybody. If you ask them how are they going to beat him, they'll go, of course we're going to beat him. Yeah, Vincent Luis, absolutely the favourite, but I would not go engraving on the back just yet.
Being suits me well, no?
I think that the Olympics is the event that all athletes want. Whatever they say going into that race, that it doesn't matter. It does matter, and it will matter to Vince, having been one of the most dominant triathletes, certainly over the last few years. I think that whilst he might say it's not important a medal, you know, it is really important to him. And he will wake up on the morning of the 26th of July and hope by the end of the day that he has an Olympic medal round his neck. And if it's gold, all the better.
Hey Joel, yeah, I hope you're doing well. Yeah, I just wanted to, if you have a time and we can talk on the last session. I don't know, I felt like a little pain on my left calf. That was weird, and I had the same feeling a week ago, but then now it's back and it's really peaking. So I don't know. Maybe I should, with leads coming, I should maybe do an MRI or something, and maybe not taking risks with the Olympics coming. I don't know. Just you just call me back when you have time, and we can chat what we can do, and just make a move and take a decision. All right, see you soon. Bye.
Well, look, for triathletes, avoiding injury is everything. There's the obsessive nature of being a triathlete because of the sheer volume of work that you have to do to be competitive across 3 disciplines is enormous, and it's keeping that body together that's hard. And where I was saying earlier about Vincent being an older athlete and yet so powerful at this short course racing, and why that's an enigma is most athletes, when you're looking to find speed, break down in their 30s because you're asking the body to do so much across 3 disciplines that breaks and cracks start to happen. Sort of age, you know, youth forgives what age punishes to some degree, and you can get away with making mistakes as a youngster. But when you start to move in your 30s, you better be dialed in on getting that training right, because breaking down and getting injuries is very, very common. The name of the game is to arrive in Tokyo ready to win the event, and Vincent knows that. So Vincent needs to arrive there in one piece.
La dernière fois, je sais pas, j'ai eu une douleur en haut là, mais comme une crampe.
C'est arrivé comment et tout?
Bah, la séance après, en fait, je suis revenu du Yokohama et je pense que j'ai un peu
forcé.
J'ai un peu forcé, ouais.
T'as bien vu et tout?
Ouais, mais je sais pas, tu vois, ça m'a fait vraiment comme une douleur bien aiguë, tu vois. Et ouais, là.
Ah ouais, ok. Ouais. À faire attention, Ouais, faut peut-être aller quand même jeter un coup d'œil écho ou choses comme ça. Hein.
Ouais, je pense que je vais vérifier parce que ça m'a quand même bien fait mal d'un coup, tu vois. Et là, c'est chaud un peu, même pour marcher, j'ai des douleurs.
So for the past 2 months, Vince's life has been quite, let's say, not an easy period to manage because straight after Yokohama WTS, Vince has been injured. We did not really know if it was a bad injury, but it was an injury in the calf. And for a strong runner like Vince is, it's always difficult to manage this kind of injury. So he really had to stop running for quite a long period of time, which none of his competitor and media and even almost no one knows about that injury, which was quite a tricky one because before Yoko he was in super great shape. He was really focused on his goal to be really good in the WTS because he's fighting for the world title, but also focusing on the Olympics. We're all sad to hear about that injury, but Vince is so strong that he did not want to make the people around feel that he was not going good, because I think he was really motivated and he was still confident. But at that level, missing 1 month of real specific running training, it's a huge disadvantage when you see the killer on the run that are competing against him. So that was really a tricky one.
As their parents, we were concerned a bit because we are a bit on the social media also, and as everybody had said, we noticed that Vincent was starting to not be on the pictures that the others from his group are sharing. So, and Jose said that he's not communicating a lot when there's something wrong, so we were starting to ask questions.
So I've decided already, prior to the games, to have a blackout on social medias and everything. It wasn't related really to injuries, but regarding social media, that's something I decided. I just wanted to be quiet and don't be don't have any parasite things on the side that disturb me from being training and doing everything I could. But yeah, obviously I'm someone that when I got something wrong, I rather don't really talk about it. Just leave it on the side as long as it stays around, and then when it's gone, it's gone. But I'm not someone that wanna talk about something. I don't feel better when I talk about something. If I don't think about it, if I don't talk about it, I can easily forget about it. But yeah, I'm not someone that's gonna sit and talk to someone. Yeah, I think this, I think that. No, I'm just someone that moves forward, move on. And I was just okay, this thing's gonna take 4 weeks. Handle it for 4 weeks. It's not gonna be easy, but in 4 weeks you're back and you're good. I was just now you focus on the rehab and do everything you can to be back and healthy and ready on the start line.
Triathlon is composed of 3 disciplines, swimming, biking and running. And the Olympic distance format is a swim over 1,500 metres of swimming, which is the longest swim discipline at the Olympics, when you look at swim as an individual sport. 40 kilometres of bike riding, which is the longest track distance for cyclists at the Olympics, and 10 kilometres worth of running, which is the longest running distance on the track for runners. That formed the Olympic distance, and that is what Vincent Luis is racing in Tokyo.
We don't know a lot about what Vince is up to at the moment. We know he chose not to race leads. He sat out of that. We're presuming because of potentially a niggle or something going on in his body. We keep our fingers crossed for Vince that he's in great shape, that he hasn't picked up an injury like he did prior to Rio. He's still got time. Only time will tell.
This is a poster made by the neighbor because she's teacher and she has a class of small child, and they've prepared this for Vincent. So they've done that at school, and basically they've done very well. And in the back, there's a picture of the class, and all the kids did sign the poster for Vince. So it's a nice gift from the school.
Bonsoir les amis, bonsoir les sportifs. On est au taquet, on est au taquet.
So here we go. This is the big one. We've been waiting 5 years, the men's Olympic final.
The journey to the Olympics was a difficult one, but Vince knows how to manage it.
It's a blistering pace, but noticeably there's something wrong with Vince. Is that injury holding him back?
He tried. He was not there to compete and to bring back a medal at home, but he was there to make gold.
And across the line for a disappointing 13th place, Vincent Luis.
You know, his position doing 13th, it's a failure for a lot of people. It's a big failure for Vince, but for most of the people that know him by heart, know that, you know, he made everything he had to do. He bounced back because of the relay.
The French come home in bronze medal position after an incredible leg from Vince Luis. This is the first ever triathlon Olympic medal from the French. They've made history.
He has no regret on that race, but again, he was looking for gold. So it's a disappointment. But again, for me, knowing the whole story and seeing Vince pushing, fighting like this, I'm sure that the best is to come, definitely.
Today we're back from Tokyo. We landed at 3:30 a.m. after like an overnight flight from Tokyo to Paris. And then we drove to a hotel next to the Eiffel Tower, where we can just like sit down, have breakfast. And then we had to proceed to doing a few media, showing the medal around. We went to Eurosport and all these French media. Then afterwards we went to the Trocadero. It's a really famous place next to the Eiffel Tower, where they had all the fans waiting and just to show the medal to everyone, taking pictures, answering more interviews, and just having some proud feeling that we couldn't get in Tokyo. So that was good to actually see the people that followed us 10,000 kilometers away from Japan in front of us and cheering for us. So that was a great moment.
À la faire mûrir. Puis parle-nous un peu de ce par équipe, parce que c'était aussi l'objectif, comme le disait Cassandre, de cette équipe de France, de ramener cette première médaille du triathlon.
C'est vrai qu'en tant que triple champion du monde en titre, on est arrivé avec la grosse pancarte. Mes collègues avaient gagné le test event en 2019. Donc on était vraiment l'équipe à abattre. On a pris le parti pris de courir en décalé par rapport aux autres équipes. Je pense que si c'était à refaire, on referait la même chose. Maintenant, comme on dit au jeu, il faut que la pièce elle tombe du bon côté. Pour nous, ça va pas fonctionné, donc on ramène une médaille quand même. C'est ce qu'on voulait faire. Comme vous l'avez dit, c'est la première médaille du triathlon français chez les valides. Donc on en est vraiment fiers de cette médaille, mais d'un côté, je pense qu'elle nous a aussi donné très faim pour dans 3 ans.
Obviously, before the races, I was looking forward to showing a gold medal around, but it's not the case. Beforehand, I just don't feel it's something useful. I just always think like nobody will be there and it's gonna be just a waste of time. But then you just see the smile of the people, the smile of the kids when they can just like carry the medal and touch it and everything. So it's nice for people to actually see the athletes and feel a bit of the vibes from the Olympics. Next Olympics are in 3 years. It's really short, so you can't just like waste weeks and days of training when you're already like. I mean, a month ago I was begging to run and I couldn't. So now that I can run, I would be stupid not to do it. So yeah, I mean there is races coming up. I'm racing in Montreal soon, and then Edmonton, then all the Super Leagues. Then I'm gonna be racing in France, in Liévin, for the first time in years. I can race in France. Even if it's just a Conti Cup, I really wanted to do it.
and it's gonna be like short races, short formats, things I really like. And with Super League, it's always pretty chill. We all together. We're gonna be on the road for 3 weeks all together. So it's also gonna be nice to have like everything dialed for you. You don't have to overthink the things. And getting away from the Olympics, all the like the commitments you have to do and everything. It's it's another like mindset. And yeah, I better make good use of the next 3 years, because they obviously the last 3 years of my short distance career. So yeah, I just want to enjoy every single day, just having fun, making what I love to do, and just get out and train, no matter if it rains, if it's sunny or whatever. It's just like doing whatever I want to do and whatever I love to do. And yeah, just making the most of this next 3 years. So you're ready for the rest of the season?
Yeah, I'm ready to start racing. It's been a consistent race season, so it'll be nice.
We can race back to back, so we don't have to train that much now. We're just racing, so it's good. And with Super League coming also, it's gonna be nice to be on the road for 3 weeks and just racing, not thinking about anything else than just racing.
I think in the last year and a half, we've raced, well, I've raced 3 times. 4 times. So now we're gonna have 8 weeks with just 6 races in it. So it'll be a big change, but I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just looking forward to racing, also racing shorter distances. A lot more fun.
Hopefully we have some redemption.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But if you're walking around the river,
yeah,
on the other side, it's lovely, really.
Yeah.
I haven't seen in the world like that, really.
Paris, huh? Come on. City of love, huh?
Yeah, I know.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Sound is good, the mic?
Yep. Yep. He will leave you. We left you at rain. What has happened?
I think that was after the Olympics, right?
After the Olympics.
Yeah. I'm feeling better now. I mean, Olympics are done, and that wasn't the Olympics I was hoping for, but with the injury and everything that we already talked about, that was the best I could do. And as soon as I crossed the line, I knew Super League was coming and a few more races like in Canada. Yeah, now I ticked a lot of races on my calendar, and I'm really looking forward to start this campaign.
We're very excited about the 2021 season. This is, I would say, this is the game changer, pivotal moment for Super League Triathlon. If we have enough traction, if we have enough proof of concept, then we need to go where the people are, where the triathlon fans are. UK, Germany, US.
This year's the Super League Triathlon is a unique format. We've got 4 races. We're flying from London to Munich to Jersey and finishing in Malibu, Los Angeles.
London is an absolutely remarkable venue. Why? Because of all that we've seen over the last year and a half, because it's one of the richest capitals in the world. It's a tiny venue, but it's going to be dynamic, amazing. How Super League have used that space to put on such an incredible event.
when you come somewhere, like when you arrive somewhere, the hotel, the race venue, everything, you have vibes, you know? You feel the things, you're like, and in an instant you can almost say, oh, I'm gonna love this race, or I'm gonna struggle. And yeah, you come here, you see the barriers, and I mean, I basically grew up racing in a parking lot, so I know what it is to like go around barriers and like touch the barriers with the elbow when you're cornering and all this stuff. I know what it is, and a lot of people are gonna be like, well, it's gonna be hard, it's gonna be tough, but my team is gonna beneficiate from something that's called experience, and it has no price.
That's a big debate about the wetsuit, eh? Yeah.
So a wetsuit swim is a massive advantage for a weaker swimmer because it gives you more buoyancy.
It really benefits the non-swimmers and swimmers that have lower body fat because they just sink otherwise.
But for someone like Alex Yee, I'm sure he will wear a wetsuit because he's a little bit weaker in the swim. As Vincent may not want to wear his wetsuit because he's a nice, strong swimmer. He comes out the front.
Yeah. So you guys like thinking allowing the wetsuit, like saying you can wear it or you can wear it.
I mean, I'm interested to see what happens, right?
I think for the first round, everyone's gonna wear it.
Everyone is going to wear it.
Yeah, for sure.
Everyone doesn't need to wear a wetsuit. We'll be fine. I think it's all right.
I think it's fine.
Yeah.
No, honestly, not a problem.
No, I think it's fine. Yeah, I think true. Pathetic.
5, 6, 7, 8, or 9, 10, 11, 12. I think that's the best.
Yeah, perfect.
Even like, I even think like 9, 10, 11, 12 are the best.
The weather is cold.
Yeah, it's cold.
Yeah. In the beginning, I had like a brain freeze. Yeah. It is cold. But I think if they allow the first one, it's a little less shock for the body. Yeah.
Obviously, we all know Super League is most of the time without wetsuit. And I was quite surprised when they announced that the water was cold and maybe we could use wetsuit. But honestly, it's fine with me. I don't really mind. Like a lot of people are coming and asking, oh, are you gonna wear the wetsuit? It's only 250 meters or 300 meters, are you gonna wear it?
After 2 years, it's finally here. The sun is out, big crowds are expected, and fast and furious racing is guaranteed today for the first race of the Super League Series here in London.
Yeah, back in High Park, I remember the pontoon was just here, transition, and there was much more people though. That was that was crazy. I think they said it was like 1 million people or something, but that was insane. That was big, and I remember we were like they called us in the pontoon for the lineup and everything, and. At the Olympics, you're not called by your world ranking, but just by the pontoon draw or whatever. So with the French, we were already on the pontoon, and then when they called the two brothers, well, I remember the noise. That was crazy. Huh? The ground was shaking. I remember everyone in the pontoon looking at each other and be like, "What the fuck is happening?" Yeah, that was insane. Insane. Huh? Why, and these guys, the pressure they had and they delivered, honestly respect them, because they had their names everywhere, huh? Pictures on the bus, everywhere, and yeah, they did it. Huh? That was crazy.
11 years ago. Make me feeling old.
You know, everyone's coming here fresh and excited, but this is also the first race. You're setting your stall up for the whole month of racing.
So the athletes have to think about a whole lot more than just swim, bike, run. There are the cobblestones. There's a really technical course. It's also very tight in spots, particularly coming into the transition area. So the athlete's going to have to be super careful not to make mistakes.
Everything's tight. It's tight and the athletes are kind of on top of each other in the way.
The cobble run in London is going to be really interesting for someone like Vincent, who's literally just recovered from an injury. He's going to be a bit scared because he's probably going to feel his niggle or his problem out on the course. And cobbles definitely don't help.
The thing with Vince is, you know, with Super League, he's always been in control. He's always been able to, he's never, I don't think he's really used that extra gear. He's really going to be challenged. You know, he's got younger guys, faster guys. He's going to have an A game. But I think Vince is old enough now and more experienced to know that. He's coming off the back of an injury. He still walked away with an Olympic medal. You know, our standards are very high here. You know, we say he hasn't had the year he wanted, but dude, man, when you look back to your grandchildren, I had a terrible year and I won an Olympic medal and potentially won the Super League series. You know, that's the bar he sets himself. So, you know, I think he'll come here knowing he's got to work for it, but he knows what to do because he's the only guy to wear that pink jersey.
I just wanted to go down one step. Hey, what's the chance?
Good timing.
How you doing?
Not bad, thanks. And you?
Yeah, good, good.
What space?
I'm good.
How you feeling? Okay?
Yeah.
Not too bad.
It's nice to race these races where you don't have too much stress, huh?
Yeah. It's looking busy outside.
Yeah, there's people, huh?
Yeah,
They're here for you, mate, huh?
Nah.
You there?
They're here for the racing.
Walking out to the venue, it's always cool to see the crowd, taking a few pictures and starting to warm up. So yeah, the lineup for this year's Super League is pretty impressive. We got like 2 out of the 3 Olympic medalists with Hayden and Alex.
Someone like Alex Yee, you know, 9 months ago, would we have been talking about him as a contender? No chance. What he did in Leeds, and he backed that up with an Olympic gold and silver medal.
I think racing in front of your home crowd is extremely tough. You know, you might have family and friends standing there on the sidelines. You don't want to disappoint them.
He's a star, especially in London, because that's where he's from. So he's going to be very nervous.
If he hits London hard and gets that momentum, he could be tough to beat in this series. I've got a lot of time for Alex Yee.
How you doing, Alex?
Good, pretty nervous. I guess my first elite race in London, so I mean, yeah, it's going to be a tough one, and there's a lot of people out, which is exciting. Like, I'm really chuffed that so many people come out to watch, but yeah, it's also nerve-wracking. Trying to stay as relaxed as possible right now. It'll be cool. Whatever happens, it'll be cool. So. Go with the flow.
Few people were like saying, "Oh, no wetsuit," and then you have like one guy saying, I want the wetsuit," and another guy say, yeah, maybe I want it too. And then when you chat to the people, I mean, a few guys were like, asking me directly, and I told them, I mean, wearing no wetsuit, but if one person's wearing it, we all have to wear it. I mean, it's we can't give a guy a free start or a head start or whatever. It's like either nobody or either everyone.
3 triathlons back to back. This will be tough racing. We've seen the women brave the waters of Canary Wharf without a wetsuit, but it seems the men have mostly decided to suit up. Will that be decisive? Some of them will not be happy.
The fastest, most exciting and most brutal triathlon on the planet is back. We've got Olympic champions, world champions and a race that will test them all to the max.
Me, Louis, you. Like from right to left. So you're far left. Okay, yeah.
You line up in transition, you wait until the race officials clear the venue. It can be a minute or two, but it seems years. If someone says they don't get nervous, they clearly lie. You're gonna put your body through hell, so you of course got nervous about it. We line up and go down to the pontoon. I'm trying to visualize my race, stay focused, take a last deep breath, and everything goes quiet.
And finally, SLT is back. The 2021 season is underway and into the water they go for the first stage of the triple mix.
Vincent Luis, by his own admission, wasn't at his best this year. He had an injury leading up to the Olympic Games, and he was one of the favourites coming in, having had a barnstorming end to 2020, where he won every race in 2020.
This is definitely stretching out, almost similar to the females race, with three up the front here with a small bit of a breakaway gap. The guys that kind of started on the right-hand side look like they had a good line to the boy there.
Who is that on the front? Is that Schomburg?
Maddie Hauser, who comes out of the water first, the owner of the fastest mixed team relay splits in history.
Out comes Vincent Luis, arguably the best swimmer in triathlon at the moment. It must have been quick out there to see him come out of the water in fourth. There's a small gap and it's absolute carnage out there.
Matt Hauser, the Australian, has been stuck in Australia for quite a long time.
And he's got the short
he's
shoot.
One of the Scorpions too, and he will get the short shoot, won't he? Out he goes. He gets the short shoot, which is a shortcut to use on the very final run of this race.
When we exceed the water and I was fourth, I think, I was really in close contact. And when I jumped on the bike, you had a U-turn maybe after 200 meters on the bike, and I saw we had a little gap, and Hayden wasn't there, and Alex was even a bit further. So I knew we had to push a bit and try to have them making an effort and to bridge the gap.
They come. And when they get here this time, Shell, the drama could unfold.
It was Hayden Wild, as you said, that used his skill and technique. He was a bit further back in the swim to close on that front group. So great attacking, spontaneous racing by Hayden Wild.
I should mention a couple of big names that have fallen down a little bit. Alex Yee, we know he loses time in the swim. He was 16 seconds down through that bike. And Mario Mola, 23 seconds down. So he's actually coming second last at the moment, the three-time world champion. There's one more lap to go when they get onto the mountain line. So they've finished transition and run past that. That's when the second short shoot will be awarded for stage 3.
Yeah, Hayden Wild looks committed. He knows he missed that short shoot. He wants one. He needs a short shoot to take on Vincent Luis, so he's going to be aggressive on the bike. I love the way Hayden attacks his racing. He's just so good to watch, so spontaneous, very confident, very good across the three disciplines, and probably one of the best runners on form going into this race.
I think Hayden bridged after 2 laps, but then it was just about like making sure I don't crash, making sure I stay out of like any trouble, and reach the end of the bike like safely. But I did not know about the short shoot. So when basically Hayden took off, I was behind Johnny, and I was like, oh, it doesn't matter. I mean, stage 1, we don't have to make efforts. We're just gonna catch him just before the finish line or whatever. It doesn't really matter. And then when we start running, I heard like someone say, oh, then Hayden got the short shoot. And I'm like, where was it?
Helmet off, and he's going to get it.
Looks good, looks good. Hayden Wild does it, he sprints, he looks around and he gives a little fist bump. He knows he's got the short shoot. Kiwis is at the front of this race and looking supreme, Hayden Wild.
So I was like a bit confused, but I don't know, I thought the winner of stage 1 will get a short shoot. So that's why I pushed the run afterwards, and for 2 reasons, like putting time on Alex and then trying to win the stage. But then after 1 lap, like I remember that Hayden got the short shoot already, so I was like, well, there is no interest anymore to win the stage, really.
They look at each other and they know they're going to do the job, and the 2 sharks come across the line.
That was good. That was good racing.
London triple mix. Swim, bike, run, run, bike, swim. How can you finish with a swim? It's absolutely crazy.
These types of things, you really need to be on your A game with your mind and your thinking, and you need to know in what format things go. You've seen some athletes putting their running shoes on to go and swim, because when you're tired, to think is much harder.
Remember, there's just 2 minutes between the stages, and these men have to get across the line and prepare everything for the next race in under 120 seconds. And off they go again. This time it's run, bike, swim for the second stage of the triple mix.
Super League not always that kind, Macca, to Alex Yee, because he just doesn't have the time to run through the field in the same way that he does in Olympic distance.
And he will do it right now, because this is the discipline he loves the most. He has to make up some time.
And I think he knows this is my time, you know. This is where I can really make it work for me. It's going to be interesting to see whether this is going to materialize into a break or not.
It took me a while to like get back to the lead, because Alex was start full on, and when you have to like bridge 5 seconds on 800 meters, it's not that easy on guys like Alex or Hayden.
That's an important gap. You see that gap to Johnny Brownlee, that gap back to 6th position. If this group of 5 can get established with Yee there, this transition is critical. Alex Yee will get through it. Hayden Wild right there, Jake Birtwistle, and Vincent Luis knows the danger of those 3 men getting any time on him.
All right, key transition, this one on with a helmet. Yee and Wild and Lewis.
That's a big group of 5. See Hayden Wild again, he'll go to the front. This group of 5 is a danger group. You've got isolated riders behind that are going to find it very, very difficult to close in on that gap.
It's quite interesting to see Hayden Wild here has got his swim cap on under his helmet already, so he's going to save 1 or 2 seconds there when he goes out onto the swim after this bike. Yeah, Vasco's coming up here from the back in the aero bars in the purple here.
So a group of 10 as they come off, and they're going to swim their way home in stage 2. Yeah, Vincent first in the water. Velasa and Yee and Sakiv would all go together.
Hayden going to be first. Hayden straight around him. As we said, as the weaker swimmer, put yourself in the position to make the better swimmers have to swim around you.
I'm coming from a swimming background, so obviously I want to like put time on people on the swim, and it's even more important when the swim is at the end of the race or in the middle, because people are more tired, so they make more mistakes and they swim like slower. But I also made mistake during this race. I had my cap on, but it took me a while to put my goggles on, and so Hayden dove in front of me, and I had to go around him, and it's still like a little draft for him. So I don't know, I put maybe 8 seconds, but it could have been 14 or 15.
And a little bit of time back, and this is exactly what you called, Macca. Wild has been overtaken by Alessandro Fabian there, and there could be a little bit of a gap created for these 2 heading into stage 3. Now, the 2 of them know that they'll start together, so there's no need to sprint for the line other than to create a bigger gap back to Wild, who will need to do everything he can to make sure the time doesn't disappear too fast. Fabian crosses in 4th from Yee, Velasa, Death Rider, and Jake Birtwistle. And you can see it right on the screen.
One more stage to go and the athletes will be exhausted, and this is where mistakes can creep in. And as we know, every second is crucial.
But you have to be on the start line. You can be on the start line though. Hayden might catch, but who cares? Just right.
And you know, when you're chasing, it's always different because as soon as you are 20 meters away, you take the draft, and then you have a goal. You see where people are. But with Johnny before the race, we also say that if Hayden catches, it doesn't really matter. But we want him to have to work and maybe catch us a bit later.
Right, so it's bike first. They're going to run to the bike. They've already got their swimming gear on. It's bike, swim, run, and the staggered start. So as we said, the time lost in stage 1 and 2 is paid for right here. Vincent Luis will go off first, and 1 second to Jonathan Brownlee. Off they go. 7 seconds wait for Hayden Wild, and he'll go. There he goes in the back, but don't forget, this is the man with the short shoot, isn't it? But these two men at the front, will they be joined by Hayden Wild?
They know what's on stake here. They know they have to keep Hayden Wild off the back, who has not even put his shoes on.
There he is at the back there. He started 8 seconds or 7 seconds in arrears. He's not that far now. He's got a monster bike leg.
Moving across. Oh, he is hunting.
Here comes the shock.
And they know the danger that Hayden Wild possesses with such a big run. They don't want him in this race at all. Isolate him, make him work. It makes a tough day in the office for Hayden Wild.
Taylor Reid there also.
Wild's got him. He's got on.
Wild is on the back.
What a lap by Hayden Wild. What a lap.
When Hayden bridged the gap, I was like, well, now we're going for a fast swim, and I need to put all in on the swim.
By Vincent Luis now. He knows this is the time you see him come off this first swim buoy. He'll get the kick in, accelerate. Johnny will be aware of that, and he'll come off that second swim buoy again and really open up. We saw that in the last stage, and that's where the gap started to open up on Hayden Wild. And that distance there is about the short shoot distance from looking at it.
5 seconds here.
Yeah, it looks about 2 or 3 seconds.
Out of the water for the last time. 1.6 kilometres to go at London Super League Triathlon. And now it's just all about the run home. The short shoot goes to Hayden Wild. But these two men have been a huge force in Super League since its inception. Running shoes on for the last time.
That's the slowest transition from Vincent Luis in quite a while.
Cost him a few seconds there.
Really difficult underfoot.
Here comes the short shoot. Hayden's going to have to take it here, I think, when he comes through. Yeah, he's going to take it.
Here we go.
And
Hayden.
Now he's going to
commit. Into the lead.
Honestly, I thought the short shoot was a bit shorter because visually it seems shorter, but the way it was, it's a lot it's a lot easier because you don't really have to U-turn. You go straight and then you go right. So he kept the momentum. He had full speed going out of the corner. And when I went around, I knew he had the short shoot, but I was like, he made a big effort on lap 1, and maybe I can have him if I'm 20 meters, 30 meters behind him. It's a matter of 5 seconds, and I feel strong, so I can maybe do it.
Hayden Wild takes the win. The Falcon flies in London. Vincent Luis comes home second. He just couldn't bridge that gap. Johnny Brownlee in third.
When you're second, it doesn't matter if it's 1 second or 10 seconds. It's one less point on the overall, and that's all that matters. You're the first loser, and we say a winner for a reason, because there is one guy that wins the race and there is 19 others that lost the race. There's only one gold medal. There is only one guy that wears the pink jersey and all this stuff. The short shoot, it's my fault 100%. I had to be more careful about the rules and everything, and he played smart 100%, and he was really strong too. I play my cards on the swim and on the swims and on the run every time, but he was really strong. So I think he deserved that win because I should have been more careful, or I should have been stronger, whatever. But anyway, I learned my lesson now.
Good racing, your swimming was
I knew that's where we needed to like get a gap if he has a short shoot.
I was surprised the water was clear, so it's lucky your feet.
Yeah. I was trying not to like kick too much.
Yeah. Well, every time I had a massive fight with Hayden.
Ah yeah.
Yeah. So like he kept trying. So
on the second round, I dove next to him. Wow.
Yeah.
Like he took my fingers.
What an incredible first race here in London, and what a start to this month of racing, and 3 more weekends to go. For me, it's an interesting spot right now for Vince Luis. Not on the top step of the podium and not on top of the standings where he's very used to being. How will he respond?
Yep. Second is better than third, I guess. Huh? Ah, that was hard, that was tough.
You disappointed or?
Yeah, of course, but couple more races, couple more days, and everything will be fine.